I'd like to think that in 113 degrees, it was me you were coming to see, but I know it's not. But we did dial in a very Arizona warm welcome to Cantor Noah today to visit, to join us. It's been a long wait. The wait is over. Cantor Noah and her family is here, and they're settling. I won't say settled. They're settling in, and we'll get a chance to hear more and get to know Noah. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So it's not, give it some time. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Dana. Hine Matov, how wonderful it is that once again we can be together as family, as a new community in the way and the shape that we are. Page 10.
I'm not sure the guitar is out there. Danny?
I
guess you're working on it. Okay,
yep.
Great. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
All right, Justin, initial impressions, they are good. So fantastic. I see a lot of nods. I see a lot of winks. Whew, that's great. Cantor Noah is going to come to learn that I do quite a bit of improv. We plan things, and then I just don't go the way it goes. But it says greeting on here. I think the greeting should come from you. Maybe a brief introduction. Maybe introduce your family. Tell us a quick, what some of the questions you've already gotten tonight are probably questions they all have. So a brief greeting.
A brief summary. Okay. So shalom, Noah. Originally from Jerusalem, from Israel. Yeah. Thank you. That would be very helpful if you add the background sounds, the responses. Ooh. Okay. From Jerusalem, moved here to study music at Berkeley, and met my wonderful husband Shai right over there. Together we moved to California, and from California we had two wonderful children, Levi and Yair. Just wave.
They're sitting next to my daughter, Naomi. There you go. In between, there you go.
Great, moving on. And then we moved to Arizona to be with you, and we're very, very excited to be here. So thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. And we're going to we'll get to know Noah more, and get-togethers and questions and times of opportunity. But for tonight, we're going to just enjoy being together for Shabbat and the music. And I'm going to invite up See, I just want to point out, Cantor Noah, that I've been here. This is my 12th year now. I'm into my 12th year. I can count on how many times on a Friday night my wife's been here, and she comes for you, not for me. So my wife, Rachel, and the girls will please come up to the front and light the Shabbat candles for Shabbat. Let's turn and face this way as your back's not to the camera. Here, this is Nomi. You hand Nomi. Hold that.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Thank you. Let's continue our Shabbat with Kabbalat Shabbat, some songs of Shabbat to get us into the mood. Shir Chadash, page 13.
Ya la 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 la. Thank you. La 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 la. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני וברכו שמו, בסו מיום ליום ישועתו, בסו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים.
Shalom Aleichem, page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon. Oy, 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 mi melech, Malachei Amlachim, הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. אוי 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 מי מלך, מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. אוי 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 מי מלך, מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך, מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Flip back to page 20, continuing our Kabbalistic or the music and prayers written from the mystical tradition. This one, Lecha Dodi, welcoming Shabbat as if she were a bride.
לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבל, לה 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 לה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבל, לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבל. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. We rise and face the door to welcome the Shabbat bride. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה.
Well, since you're up, it only seems to make sense to find someone around you across the aisle or whatever. Maybe we're not shaking anymore. Maybe we're just fist bumping and saying, hey, what's going on? So introduce yourself, say Shabbat Shalom, and take a moment. Go for it. Discuss. Okay, all right. Swap phone numbers, continue the conversation later. I know. I have the microphone. Page 28, since you remain standing. All right, remain standing, page 28.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם
Seated on the screen, we'll continue with the words of Ma'ariv, Roll into Dark, a version we know well.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or.
Let's pray together on the bottom of page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. We rise together on page 34, 35 for the words of Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated as we continue with V'ahavta on the next page, page 36 together.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Amen. I don't know what you're thinking about, but I was thinking about these poor bar mitzvah kids who are going to have to study under you, having heard the V'ahavta pronounced correctly.
You have my Americanized version of
Okay,
this.
I was going to say, because that's very funny. Mi chamocha, the miracle for future bar mitzvah children, page 40.
Who is like you? Oh, it's supposed to be up. Let's see. It is on the screen. It should be on the screen. There we go. Okay. Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele. No tehilot osefele la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Like you, Adonai. Who is like you, Adonai?
Our next prayer, the Hashkivenu, is going to also be on the screen. I just want to, having just been at summer camp and witnessed the evening siyum, what's another word for siyum? I always think of like the final activity, the final activity of the day. They call it the little activity before they head back to the bunk. All the kids would sing Shema and Hashkivenu. As I've mentioned before, the prayer for peace, the prayer of setting a shelter of peace over us in the evening, an evening prayer. And so I'm thinking of our kids and all of our grandkids and everyone who's at summer camps who are also singing these words this summer.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, פרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with the morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen, 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 amen.
Page 44. Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם.
Cantor Noah, I want to apologize on behalf of all of them. They did not know that they're supposed to have gusto, like you and I were on the same page. We'll work on that with them. Vishamru is a gusto song. We have next Friday and the Friday after to get it right. We're okay. We'll work on it. Page 46, let's rise for tefillah, please.
Adonai, שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק, ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל, ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחלקל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים והופך עולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללו חסלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Let's take a moment and we can turn to the words in the from page 54 through 60, or you can turn to the personal prayer in your heart. Take a moment of silent personal meditation, and when you're done, you can be seated.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברר את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם.
We add to our prayers in the book and the prayers of our heart a mishaberach, a prayer of those who are feeling broken this Shabbat. Could be friends, family, loved ones, ourselves. We know that the prayers literally doesn't heal, but it does offer wholeness, a refuah shlema, coming to terms or at peace with and hoping that things do indeed get better. For those at home and watching, if you wish to share a name out loud or in your heart, I invite you to. And for those in the room, as I scan, I invite you to share a name out loud that you wish to be included. On page 253, we think of them as we offer this prayer of refuah shlema.
מקור הברכה May the source of strength, who bless the one before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with רפואה שלמה, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Yeah. Thank you. What a great summer it has been for me. I was blessed to take our 5th congregational trip to Israel, where one of 8 of our Temple Kol Ami teens were called to the Torah. One of them, 2 of them are in this room, so Mazel Tov. After we got back, Rachel and I were able to take, I don't think you call it a vacation when you take your kids with you. I think it's called a trip, right? You're just watching them somewhere else is what it's, right? That was, too many people are laughing from the deep depths. So we took the kids to New York for the first time and visited Times Square. We saw a couple of Disney Broadway shows. We rode the ferry to Statue of Liberty and went to the top of the Empire State Building, and all that was just in 2 days. No, I kid. It was. Then came back, and I escorted my boys to Texas, where they're going to camp at one of our URJ summer camps, which is one of the camps for the Reform movement. I stayed for a week to be a faculty, be a rabbi on camp. Everyone is healthy, except for the one canceled flight out of Newark. Out of all the flights I've taken this summer, everything went smoothly. We have much to be thankful for, and yet I recognize that at the same time, there has been so much hurt and so much pain and so much sadness during the same time frame. From the local shootings here in the valley to Uvalde, to other national shootings, to the continued international turmoil, so much heartache, so much brokenness. It reminds me of the story from India about a village boy who brought water to a wealthy man. Every day, the boy walked several miles from the village to the river and back again, carrying water in 2 clay jars, one in his left hand, one in his right hand. The man paid for the water that was delivered, 1 full jar and 1 half, because the jar was cracked and water was leaking all along the roadside. And over the long months, the boy made many trips carrying water. One day he sat to rest before returning to the river, and a spirit in the cracked jar spoke to him and said, "I'm sorry, Master, that you have to work harder because of me. If I were perfect like the other jar, you would not need to take as many trips. And you could collect more money, too. I'm sorry that because of me, your life is made miserable." The boy, surprised to hear such words, he did not think his life was miserable. He replied to the Spirit, "Because of you, I am very lucky. A broken jar makes life beautiful. Come, let me show you." And they walked back to the river. One side of the path was bare and dusty, and along the other side, where the water had trickled down from the broken jar, was strewn with wildflowers. It's a beautiful story to reflect on, seeing our tremendous struggles, and rather than focusing on the negatives, we find the unexpected gifts along the way. The Torah portion that we and the Jewish community are turned to this week provides the very same spiritual lesson. For those following along in the narrative, last week we ended with a crisis. The Israelites had began to participate in idolatrous cult, which led to a plague erupting among the people. This week, a gentleman named Pinchas was a priest who acted dramatically and helped to end the plague with an act of violence to do it. What's truly interesting is that God gives Pinchas a covenant of peace for him and for his descendants for his act. But here's the interesting part. The Torah text hints that Pinchas's peace was a broken peace. How do we know? I'm so glad you asked. Danny? Check this out. Shin Lamed Vav Mem. Shalom. This is how it looks in the Torah. What's wrong with on the screen? Does anybody see what's wrong with it? Thank you, Danny. That's really cool. In the Torah, for this sentence, there is a broken vav. The Torah, when God gave Pinchas the covenant of peace, the stem of the letter vav doesn't extend all the way down. So many insights and beautiful teachings into this idea. But the one I think is relevant for us tonight, from Rabbi Kushner, notes the missing piece is understood to indicate that the kind of peace that is achieved by violence will always be a flawed, incomplete peace. And immediately after this verse, the rest of the portion recounts how to celebrate the holidays in the beginning of the new months of the year. So let's note, we move from crisis to broken peace to celebration. This is the lesson. By making peace with our brokenness, we are moved to cherish life. Indeed, over the last couple of months that I've been away, we have experienced many local and national and international events which have broken our hearts. We are outraged and we want change even when we are frustrated, living in a system when change feels impossible. It's as if the vav in shalom has been severed yet again. For those that are frustrated and eager to help, I remind you of the famous story from the Chofetz Chaim, who said when he was young and idealistic, he wanted to change the world. When he got older, a little older and wiser, he realized he could not do that. So he refocused his goal and aimed at changing the country. Later again, restricted his focus and narrowed it to his city. And when he could not do that, he tried to change his family. Finally, he decided to improve himself. And by doing so, he managed to have an influence on his family, on his community, his city, and beyond. So like the broken jar in the story, we must continue to work towards sustaining life indeed. I pray that the wildflowers of our summer bring us comfort to our broken hearts and a reminder that the external work begins internally. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will as we say, Amen. Get that fixed.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי אדוני Danny, can we have the words on the screen so they can see it? Go inside your heart and see. Go inside your heart and see. I needed the words. What it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you. Oh, my rock, my rock, and my Redeemer.
If you were on the Cantor Search Committee, you can proudly raise your hand. Please, say hello and introduce yourself. Give Cantor Noah time to remember everyone's name. It took me 11 years. And I only know most of you. We are, this is about as good as it gets when you sign a 3-year contract and you're worried. This is great. This is fabulous. I mean, I'm kidding. I kid. We have folks who are not, who are like Cantor Noah and the family, are here for the first time. And we want to introduce and welcome you to services. And there are people who joined the temple just in recent days. That counts for being here for the first time. So why don't we start right here and introduce yourselves? Come on, right here. Daniel, Jessica.
Hello, I'm Daniel with my wife Jessica.
Daniel and Jessica are probably the newest members. They joined yesterday. It could have been somebody today. We don't know. But in the back, we are welcoming you. Blackmans, you want to introduce, or you introduce yourselves? And you guys just moved here? From where? And I see you holding a membership packet. That's a... Oh! Always competition for that. That's great. Welcome. Thank you. New Hampshire, wow. Do we have other first-timers here? I don't think. You guys technically joined while I was gone. I think the paperwork came in while I was gone. Why don't you, since this is a newer crowd, introduce yourselves? The whole family, go for it. Awesome. I think that's all of. Did you want to introduce yourself? Okay, good. We're excited that we're back, and as we in this heat, to welcome each other for Shabbat and move into August as we get ready for the new fiscal year, we would call it, the new Jewish year, which we're still a good 2 months away from the high holidays, right? So we don't have to stress too much yet. The president is in the house. Let's give it up for Courtney Beyer, the temple president. Whenever we introduce Courtney, I have to make the comment that any compliments you have this Shabbat, let me know. Any complaints, Let Courtney know. Works every Shabbat. All right, we're going to begin concluding prayers, and one of our traditions at Kol Ami is inviting up all of our children who are in the room who are not yet become bar or bat mitzvah. All of our children, please come up onto the bima, and you're going to open the doors for Aleinu for us on page 282. Come on, littles. Excellent. Wonderful job. Fantastic. And then the rest of us are going to please rise. They gently open, slide open.
What page are we on? עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Remain standing for Kaddish Yatom. Thank you all. You may go back to your seats. You did a wonderful job. If you're free next week, we could use the help again. We're thinking now of those that we may have lost in recent days, or those that we lost at this season in years past who may be observing a yard site. As we turn to the words on 294, I invite you to share a name of someone that you may be thinking of. I'll look around the room. You can say the names out loud, or if you're at home, you can say them out loud. We take their names and memories as we thank God together. Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divrach Otev Lamich Machute B'chayechon Uv'yomechon Uv'chay D'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uv'izman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Amei Almaya Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei kudasha brechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam levracha, may their names and memories continue to be a blessing to you as we say amen. I would, as we turn to the Kiddush, I'd like to invite up Shai. If you would like your boys to join you, I'd love for them to come up if they would enjoy that. We're going to turn on mic number Kids High Holiday, apparently. What is, if the rabbi is a Rebbitzin, what is the cantor?
I know the question.
I know, so what is, Canton?
Kennington?
To Canterson? All right, here you go. You can, there you go.
Okay, here we go.
Yofi.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצבנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. L'chaim.
Chaim, Shabbat Shalom.
No, I think it would be neat, Rachel, if you want to come up, could you please come up here? Naomi, come here. Sarah, if she's alive, come up here. Is she with us still? Is she in the land of the living with us? There she is. Look at us. So this is cool. The rabbi's family, the Cantor's family, we're feeling grateful as a congregational community to be together for the first time, and that's what the Motzi is about, which is still in our COVID era. I think we can stop doing this. This was, we created this so that people would all touch, right? We call it to-go-neg. To go, see? That's it. Like, joke still works. So, well, somebody remind me to tell Maria I don't think we have to do this anymore, but it's sweet. Okay, fair enough. Let's drink the motzi together with Cantor Noah. We'll go first.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ.
All right, the boys and the girls are going to walk down. Holy molies, dude, it's the first time. What? Okay, we're going to... I have a tissue right here. Here we go. So that was that external voice again. I was thinking, don't say it out loud, but I said it out loud. It's okay, it's juice, it's juice. Let's, we're scarred. Sorry about that. We're going to conclude our service. It's not wine. It's not wine. It was funny that it looked like it was wine. It would have been funnier if it was wine. Yes, it's wine. Let the story be told. It was wine. Oseh Shalom.
Shalom במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. Sing along. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה
Boachem Shalom, Seitchem Shalom. As you come, may you go in peace and enjoy Oneg. Shabbat Shalom.